Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
My man. The hell? My man, 100 grand, my man. My G, my guy.
My G. It is, boy.
Cinco to Stinko in this bitch.
Stinko Malenko?
Cinco de Seis. Today's date is Viernes de 6 de Mayo.
What a douchebag. Good Lord.
Año de Dio.
I'm not going to do this with you. This is
Año de Dio.
¿Qué?
I was like, Año de Dio.
Oh, Dios mío. Oh, wait. Now I got to look for the translation. Trash bag. You should have had me do this in the pre-roll.
Adios mío is Joey Styles' favorite phrase.
Yes, adios mío. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say Year of Our Lord, so I was going to figure out
That's
how
what I
to
was
say
saying.
it.
That's exactly what I was saying.
So you interrupted me while I was doing what I was doing.
Año de Dio.
Año de Dio.
2022. I'm sorry. 2022.
Amén. Amén. This is so out of pocket. Like, look.
Listen, I'm
for
sorry.
Everything that we've been dealing with for the last 12 hours that we could absolutely use to get ourselves canceled, this might be the worst. This is the lowest of the low-hanging fruit.
This is no worse than Oscar De La Hoya. This is no worse than Floyd Mayweather. This is no worse than Canelo Alvarez.
Two of those three people can pimp their own racial ethnicity.
This is a fact.
Floyd Mayweather just happened to be the beneficiary of those two people pimping their ethnicity. So
also
he went ahead and dropped a motherfucking match in a drum of kerosene. That man put on a poncho and a sombrero and whooped a Mexican champion on Cinco de Mayo.
Twice.
I have never,
ever
seen the level of disrespect.
Twice.
That I saw. Fuck that. When he did it to Oscar, that's when it mattered. When he did it to Canelo, no one gave a shit. Everybody knew he was getting that L. He was getting that W on Canelo before Canelo finished becoming Canelo.
Oh man.
I even still don't believe full-fledged Canelo would fuck with full-fledged Floyd. So sleep on that.
Oh man.
It's a lot of shit going on.
It's a whole. I tell you what,
whole lot of fucking gang shit
going on right now.
Man,
we may have finally found the formula for our other show canceled.
Rocket Fuel.
We may have finally figured out what the first episode is going to be, and it's for all the wrong reasons, but the right motherfuckers need to hear it.
I don't even really want that energy around that episode like that. It's not for the wrong reasons. We ran the gambit of topics. It wasn't just one topic. There were a few. There were interwoven like a fine spider web. The price of entertainment. Are you willing to pay admission for the price of entertainment?
Price just went up
on your funky ass.
That's all we saying when we say what we say. So feel however you want to feel, but feel the handle on the door as you open it to leave.
On another note, on a side note here, back on track. WWE
Side chicks is what got all this shit started in the first place.
Boy.
One guy had one, the other guy needs one.
And another girl got called out for being one. That happened on Rampage.
I'm not watching that. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Like, if you can't plan better than to have that shit come on at 5:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, it's Central Standard Time, you can kiss my ass. I'm not that dedicated. Even if it is on my DVR.
WWE has outdone themselves yet again. What are you saying, Wood? Well, what I'm saying is, for the last probably 3 seasons of the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop, the day that we release an episode, they release talent.
They're playing this little game of cat and mouse. Like we're in a triple threat match with AEW and WWE at the same time.
At the same time?
Same damn time.
So last week,
I got Kool-Aid, I got sugar at the same damn time.
Last week they had a bevy of releases, mostly from NXT. Actually, I would say they were all be from NXT. And I don't even know if this one is the least heralded, but there's a couple that are eyebrow raising. Let's run them down, shall we? Let's go. Parker Bordeaux, or Parker Boudreaux, also known as Harland on NXT.
Also known in the internet community as Baby
Brock.
Okay, this is one of those, because this is one of the higher ranking releases on the list. Do you think this works out in his favor because he's so young and he already has the intangibles to be kind of lauded over by Stamford at some point?
He's in his very early 20s and has the body type of a current aged Brock Lesnar, who has been wrestling off and on in WWE since 2002.
Oh, the name Baby Brock is legit. It's not just a facial feature thing.
Yeah, it's super legit. So I will say this. It's not a matter of if he'll be back, more so than a matter of when and how he'll be back.
I feel the same way about AJ Francis. It's not an issue of if, it's an issue of when.
Yeah, the stars have to align, because there's only certain types of people you can put in the ring with him on a consistent basis before he starts to overshadow the entire roster and that creative has nothing for him. Catering is not a place for AJ Francis. He has way too much charisma for that. And don't let the hit row shit fool you. This shit on A&E was proof enough for me to be like, but strap a rocket to this motherfucker's back.
I mean, yeah.
Draco Anthony, Mila Milani, Persia Parada, Raylan Devine, Sanjana George, Paige Prince-Avali. These are names that are destined to not be household.
First of all, I wanted to fire whoever was in creative services that watched Aladdin before they gave one of those names.
Come on, man.
Prince Ali, the fuck are you doing? Do you realize that the top half of the elder statesmen of your target demo grew up on Disney movies and
Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon, the Doritos bag of chips with the clear circle in the middle, glass bottles of Pepsi,
man,
Double Dragon arcade consoles. I mean, give me something else. Anything.
Anything but
glass Gatorade bottles.
Wheaties boxes with stars who mattered.
Fam.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Hey, man, skinny, man.
Skinny man, please tell me that ain't my tape, man.
Full with me, DJ.
Come on, man.
Come on, Skinny man. Man, Skinny, tell me that just fell out your pocket.
Man, tell me, man, that ain't my tape, man.
The man stuck a cassette tape that had just fallen in the toilet, dead in that man's mouth.
Oh, man.
But yeah, continue. Prince Ali, you just gonna name Prince. Go ahead.
Dakota Kai.
That's unfortunate.
Out of there. Super unfortunate. Super talented. She'll land somewhere safe.
She'll definitely land on her feet.
Here's a stunner. One man asked for his release.
Who that was?
After he watched the entire team that was built around him, including its mouthpiece, diss a fucking peer. Tyler Russell's already gone. Arturo Huas is gone. Hideki Suzuki is gone. Marina Shafir is gone. Now Malcolm Bivens gone.
So Roddy Strong is the last diamond of the mind.
And he has asked for his divorce.
Asked for, has not been given, and considering the fact he just re-upped, probably ain't gonna be no
Probably
time
ain't
soon.
gonna happen no time soon.
So, okay, here's a free one. This one's free. You should repackage Roderick Strong as the last diamond Roderick Strong. And his whole vibe should be, I'm the last of professional wrestlers. I'm the last. His whole thing in NXT, if you're going to leave him there, should be, I am the last professional wrestler at the Supermax.
You have to let him stretch, though. It only works if you let him stretch. If you don't let him stretch, forget about it.
You can pretty much let that go because Roderick Strong isn't the largest individual on that roster, and the directives have already been set. We don't even have to go through them again. The directives on what people should look like, what their physical attributes should be, what their background should be, all that stuff has been laid down. NIL is what it is. And Roddy really just,
he's definitely the last. I mean, he might go down.
He really is.
He might go down to infamy like people like Phil Apollo and what's my man? Steve Lombardi, Mike Jackson. Like, he might go down infamy like that because of the way that his size is compared to what they've left him with and who their champions are. Samuel Shaw,
aka
Dexter Loomis, gone.
That man cooperated more than anybody should ever cooperate.
And didn't say shit.
I'm just saying, that man cooperated with all Stanford's directives, or all Orlando's directives. He did exactly what was asked, played the character exactly how they wanted, because obviously they didn't want him to speak.
Probably the easiest money he ever made in his career.
Or the hardest, because that shit is mental anguish. Just because he don't say shit don't mean shit didn't happen.
There's some people that go to work that spend their entire day on the clock trying to figure out ways to get out of work.
Spending my dime, and then wasting my time.
And then there's cats like you and I who can't sit still. And if we're forced to sit still, the day goes longer. I don't understand you motherfuckers. And I really hope Samuel Shaw is more on our side than on that side.
I've heard a few things indirectly. So I think he's very much in line with the way we think about things.
Right on. I'm here for that.
I just think anybody would have played. The directives on how to execute that character would have been way different. For if just about anybody was in charge of it, because it's a play on the show Dexter. For those of you who are not understanding where the whole Dexter Loomis name comes from, and just it's like you took the Undertaker, gave him one of the vaudevillains haircut, and then put like black kitchen handler gloves on him and told him don't say shit.
And I want to know how bad this tattoo was to have that much ink in one spot.
Maybe he did the tribal thing. He did the tribal sleeve and was like, oh, this shit's terrible. And as opposed to try to cover that up, which might be impossible with the depth of ink, you just had to black that shit out.
Ugh.
That's rough. I really would have been like, hey, can we try to do the tattoo removal thing and then do the cover up? That way the black or the greenish or the whatever color ink he used at first isn't so thick. Because now he's just got a sensor bar up and down each arm.
Yeah.
He censored his own tats.
And not for nothing, we've actually seen worse. As we continue on, though, not to be outdone by WWE's departures, AEW has come to terms with the non-re-signing of Stu Grayson of the Dark Order.
I don't understand that at all. Stu Grayson might be. Yeah, I gotta be honest. Stu Grayson is probably top 2 in that faction, and he's probably more 1 than 2 from a traditional pro wrestling standpoint. John Silver is the other guy I'm referencing. Is just, and the only reason he's not a bigger star is because he's not a bigger person.
Not a bigger person. Yep. That's
I don't
sad.
mean in the sense. I don't mean in the sense of manners and politeness. I mean in the sense of physical stature.
He has the personality of Paul White, like of Paul White's size. Like,
ooh, you just figured out what you can do with him. You can be Paul White's mini-me. And Paul White should be his coach.
Yeah, what if you, because John Silver's the type of person that can pull something like this off, right? Like if he comes into these matches and he's the underdog and he's getting handled.
And he should start using all of Big Show's moveset. Like his finisher should be a fucking choke slam. And
there should always be a ref bump. There should always be a Paul White interference with John Silver making the pinfall.
He just hit people with WMD every time he gets a chance. And then John Silver's doing the big ass chop in the corner, telling the crowd
to shut up.
This shit's so stupid. It's bound to work.
It's gold. Yeah, and we could never say this about anybody else because no one has that look, and no one could play that part. That Johnny Hungy shit is that shit's actually over.
There's a certain type of audience that exists with AEW, and some of that stuff works for them. So.
If we take our trips to Canada to Anthem, we see the departure of both Willie Mack and also Jonah.
Country anyway. So we had this discussion a little before we actually started rolling about where Willie Mack could land, where his services could be best used. Going forward, obviously take Orlando off the table. Not because he can't get in there, not because he's not worthy, but because he could get there and no one would know what the fuck to do with him.
Willie Mack,
right?
Yeah.
They just wouldn't know what the fuck to do with him.
Yeah. He couldn't keep his name.
Right. Yeah, you're not gonna have your name, so it's gonna be something else, and it's probably gonna be something super sketchy.
Borderline sus.
Rufus Allen, the long-lost son of Bad News.
Oh. Boy, don't do that. Don't do that to Allen, man.
His last name gonna be Allen. First name might not be Rufus, but it's gonna be something like either that or it's gonna be like Ritter or some shit because they're trying to make a play on trying to link him to the Junkyard Dog.
I mean, his name is Willie. I hope they don't change it to Jerome. There are no Jeromes in WWE.
Jerome Allen. Or Jerome Ritter. Either one of those two. And those don't sound like bad names when you say them out loud. But because we know where they would come from, we'd be like, you bitch, you.
Right. That's just it. You bitch,
you. You bitch, you.
Oh, man. Well, at any rate, we wish these people the best of luck in their future endeavors. Roderick Strong, I mean, hold your head while you do your sentence at the Supermax because, he's literally the missing piece.
Getting paid.
He's the missing piece of the Undisputed Elite.
no. First of all, I don't want the Undisputed Elite. I don't want this. Whatever this is, with all of these people mashed together, I don't want it.
I think it comes to a head at
like a pimple
at Forbidden Door anyway. But you know, I digress. Got an update on Big E, by the way.
Speak it.
Big E made a statement on social media this week about his C1 not healing optimally, so it's setting him back another 4 to 6 months, which is, to me, is actually good news. I'd rather see that than him come back too early.
I was under the impression that we were, and I hate to say it like this, but I was under the impression that we were done with that. Like, we were just gonna find his next chapter, because the alternative has entirely too many risks, and you can't risk what's at stake. So I figured, okay, we finna start, maybe not coaching, but we were gonna see, commentary. That might be a thing. I don't want to just send everybody as a backstage producer, because everybody's not cut out for that. But Big E has enough personality that he can contribute without taking another bump in his life.
Right. Well, at any rate, we do wish him a speedy recovery.
Maybe we can get Rosenberg off the pre-shows. How about that?
Man, there's so... Wow, what if Big E's return comes from him being on the pre-show and then he gets some live action?
I mean, I've seen worse.
Yeah,
I mean, especially if you really want to get somebody over. Like, okay, cool. If he's totally healthy, cleared for full contact, you bring him back. You do not announce anything about him being cleared for full contact. You bring him back slowly in increments on the pre-shows. And then you have somebody who you want to get over and with some real heel heat, have them attack Big E. As though this is another career-threatening situation. And then you bring Big E back, but the match is unsanctioned.
Man.
This has worked before.
Yep.
Shout out to Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Like, this is a formula.
Shouts out to Triple H and Brock Lesnar.
So apparently Triple H is just out here handling everybody. Is what you're saying.
Oh man.
Shout out to Roddy Piper and Virgil and the $1 Million Man. This has worked too many times.
You go to any territory in the 80s and before they got gobbled up in the 90s, and you can see this working.
You know, Eric Embry made a living off doing this.
Retirement matches and never retired.
Fireball with gauze wrapped around the top of your head. Like, no, you're not supposed. You're supposed to let a burn breathe.
I think he may have set a record for the most matches with gauze around his head. Him, Jim Duggan, one man. That could be a mixtape. Him, Jim Duggan, one man gang, Steve Williams, and give me one more. Terry Taylor was good for it, but not that often. Flair did it a few times. No, Flair
did it. I've seen the Von Erichs do it. I've seen Kerry do it.
Kerry, yep. There's the other one.
So basically,
especially the unification match with Lawler.
So we're gonna call that the Skandar Akbar mixtape. All headband. Roll the drums.
But I brought up the Big E thing because there was an article, and this is very old news, but it came back up because of the hoopla around WrestleMania. Lita, Amy Dumas, was off filming an episode of a TV show and broke her neck. And of course, you go into shock, anger, depression, all of the emotions, the gamut of emotions. And she turned to one person, and that one person pretty much talked her through the entire process from injury to healing, and to the point to where she felt confident enough for herself to be A, seen in public, and B, to compete again. And that person being Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Thank you very much.
Yeah, not much more to be said on that, but that's a story that you can take a look at online just by Googling her name. Back to AEW though. This week has been busy in AEW. We see Dante Martin all over TV and active as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But missing in action is Darius. And I was under the impression that on his first match back, he was injured again. And apparently I was dead ass wrong. Darius Martin appears to have been in a very nasty car accident in which he's actually thankful to still have his life.
That's crazy.
Saw a picture of him in a neck brace and an arm splint. And
so my guy's gonna spend the equivalency of 2 pregnancies on the sideline.
For those keeping track at home, that's 80 weeks or 18 months.
It's not the most fun when you got to do that. That's not. I don't wish that on anybody. I don't even have any jokes to go with that. Just
not
shit.
Not a laughing matter, man. I mean, you don't want to see people have their career stifled because of injury, especially when those injuries come from outside of work. Like having an injury happening at work is one thing, and then coming back and being that quote unquote injury prone guy is something else. But when you have the luck of a 2-leaf clover, the only thing you can pray for is your future of employment, because you just, if that's what you worked your ass off for and you're at the early stages of your adulthood and you seem to have that not there for you, or take it for granted that it could be taken away from you, because we've seen it happen all too many times where it has. If you don't believe me, ask Matt Seidel.
It's a rough set of circumstances. I mean, I don't know what changes or alterations can or should be made. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just, horrible luck. But, at this point, you got to start trying to make decisions about what you're going to do with Dante as an individual, because he's essentially at this point spent as much time wrestling as a singles competitor as he has in a tag team.
Facts. And that's not long.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He's still like not quite rookie, but he's had more time in life doing other stuff than he has wrestling.
Facts. And I honestly don't think he's been wrestling for a full year in the ring, like not injury aside or a time away from the ring aside. That's tragic, because he's been in the industry 3 years now.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
Man,
like there's no other way to frame it. Like there's just no other way to frame it. Speedy recovery. Hope you full health, full recovery. Wish you nothing but good health and prosperity going forward after recovery. Just shit, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. We just want nothing but the best. Hey, that rhymed.
Okay. Bars. Bars.
Yeah. Definitely wishing Darius Martin to get well soon. While we still at AEW, a couple of pieces of information from AEW. Something that I figured would have happened with the formation of the, as I so adamantly call them, the Blood Pool Combat Club.
The BPCC.
BPCC, that's down with the BPBC on your forehead. The AEW Trios titles. It was only a matter of time. You've got the Blackpool Combat Club. You've got the you had the Jurassic Express. Now you just have just the tag team as opposed to the trios, because Marco Stunt's no longer with the company, or nowhere to be seen. I guess you could throw Christian in the mix, Christian Cage in the mix.
So they supersize the fries?
Oh shit, value meal. All right. What about we got a Death Triangle, formidable opponents. We also have the House of Black, formidable opponents.
If they would stop playing with the fucking lights. What have they done to Malachi Black? It was working. We had this shit figured out.
They've turned Malachi Black slowly
into a fucking joke.
Slowly into Andrade El Idolo.
It started when and oddly enough, it started when they paired with each other. It rubbed off on him.
The irony.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then you're gonna have the Young Fucks and Kenny Omega. And apparently, according to articles across the interverse, the ether, if you will, they're awaiting the return of Kenny Omega before they introduce the Trios Championships, and as the belts have already been created. Let me tell you one damn thing. As much as we talk about belts in this bitch, these motherfuckers bet to be fire.
Okay, so what do you think their track record with championships is so far? Title belts.
All right, so the original Big Platinum, which I believe is the same version as now, dope. This dope. I fucks with it.
Okay.
The first women's belt was decent. It was
small.
It was small. This new one, ignorant.
Yeah, whole lot of fucking gang shit.
Man, please.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.
The TNT Championship, for obvious reasons, the original version was trash. But the finished product was fucking amazing.
And the TBS is just banging from the left, so same thing.
I mean, the fact that Mark Sterling has a brooch that embodies the big plate of the championship belt.
You think that ain't to sell pins?
Boy. And I firmly believe his is jewelry. Now go ahead.
I guarantee you, if Kanos is really thinking about it, he's giving every TBS executive that's still there one of those for Christmas.
You outside, boy.
Look, all I'm saying is you're going to get 100% every time from me, so I'm finna go off the glass on you bitches. I'm trying to help TBS and TNT retain AEW programming. So, Kanos, over these next couple months, I'm going to be sprinkling little gems that you need to pick up and implement so we can get to this money. And all I ask is that you put some Zeb on my house, because for a nominal fee,
soon to be,
a phenomenal fee, we will take some of this broken pencil knowledge, slice it off, and put it on your plate. But tell me if you were exec at TBS and you got that shit in a goodie bag, for Christmas, or just because when you work in certain places, the fourth quarter is off.
Yeah,
you go home for the fourth quarter.
I'm about to find that. I'm about to fuck around and find that out this year.
Boy. Ooh, I don't know how much outside gonna happen then, but it's gonna be a lot of it.
Oh boy.
But yeah, imagine getting that in your Christmas go home pack.
Listen,
and you wear suits every fucking day.
As a non-wrestling fan, if I got that as a piece of jewelry, I'd be trying to get it appraised and put it into a safe deposit box. And I may wear that bitch at company gatherings.
I mean, I wouldn't suspect Kano was going to throw the real diamonds in it. Maybe for the upper of the upper crust.
But
for the decision makers, you can go ahead and write that off.
He can afford a Brigitte or some shit. But on the flip side, as a professional wrestling fan, as a pro wrestling fan, I get that shit. Oh, you can't tell me a motherfucking thing. That shit's going on the wall next to my Chris Jericho autograph poster.
I'm gonna ask for two, one to rock and one to stock.
Active.
I'm gonna take it straight sneaker culture, and then I'm gonna turn around and tell Kanos, hey, what you want to do? You want to do some lace locks like this?
I'm gonna try to find some of those. It's always those one or two people that leave their gift bag at their desk,
or they don't want it. I don't think I'm gonna use this. Okay, give it here.
Yeah, hand it over. I'm gonna need that cub.
I'm gonna end up acquiring enough of them to leave them in the lapel of every suit I wear to work.
Now, on the flip side, the tag team championships.
I like them.
I think they need to match the size of the main title, because honestly, I think the biggest belt on the roster is the TNT title.
I mean, those belts aren't small.
I think because
they've been carried by some small people.
Don't do that.
But okay, the first time we saw those belts, that I remember, FTR was posing with them. They look like, grown up championship belts. Now you've had some people who don't look like grown ups hold them since then, but
yeah, you're right. And they don't have women's tag titles yet.
Don't need them.
I totally agree. When you have a women's championship and a TBS championship, that's all you fucking need.
But you can see the women are starting to section off into threes. So a women's trios title, don't think you're gonna get out unscathed.
Now that I want to see NWA rules with once a quarter max.
You can't stop Kanos. Get ready for that shit as often as possible. They're gonna defend them hoes on dark. They're going to defend them in the dark. They're going to defend them at the forbidden door. They're going to defend them at the front door.
The bathroom door.
All of them. And a couple of windows of opportunity.
Well, I tell you, for a couple of reasons about these titles and the fact that how it ties into the trios and how these how those belts better be fire. Kenny Omega.
I think they will be.
Kenny Omega apparently has been busy away from AEW, dealing with AEW shit, namely the video game.
Spending Kanos' money.
Ukes. There's a article that's come out this week that Ukes is over budget.
Oh, Ukes it.
Uke shit. He's gonna uke. He's gonna uke.
Darren nods off.
Welcome to New York City. Oh man. So
Bob Euchre.
Hey yo. So if the reasons why the game is on hold and everybody is becoming was it Kenny Omega was becoming frustrated, or was it Ukes that was becoming frustrated? I think it's Kenny Omega.
I think everybody is just tired of each other, but reportedly, for what we were given, is that Kenny is growing frustrated of working with Ukes. It doesn't say why, but that's why the game's being delayed, and apparently that is, I would assume that is a contributing factor to them being over budget.
Let's talk a couple of things here real quick.
Shoot.
For every screenshot that we've seen in this video game so far, Kenny Omega looks like he's wearing a fucking sumo suit.
It looks like every WWE mobile game that you see commercial for.
Right on, yes.
And now, that's going to do nothing to help this civil war going on between AEW and WWE. However, let's just be real. That's exactly what it looks like.
So I want you to, I'm going to put the ball in your court real quick. I have a job for you. It can be me, your partner, your sahab, your co-host, your businessman, or it could also be stranger danger. Which would you prefer for this scenario?
I mean, which person?
Which version of me? As I'm about to put a scenario in front of you. Would you want the person that you know or the person that you don't?
I'll take the person I know.
Perfect. Okay. I ask you to do some work for me.
Okay.
Now, as a true friend and one of commerce, I'm going to line your pockets somehow, some way, however I can, as much as I can. It doesn't do damage to the home.
Right.
But we'll just say this is part of your pro bono package as it relates to everybody else for the year. I'm included with that, so that's cool.
Right. And then I'm gonna swipe off the friends and family discount.
Right. Okay. What you give me, or what I ask for, you give me to the letter. Something pops in my head that says this is gonna kill it. Hey, Suave, I need you to fix this one thing so that way this can be killed. You can kill this project.
Cool. One revision is included with your order.
All right. That revision causes a copyright issue, potentially. I don't want the smoke of dealing with the lawyer. I need you to fix that into something other than the original form and something other than what I have right now.
Okay. Because it's you, I'm going to deal with this as part of the one revision you get. So once we fix this, that's it.
Cool. I appreciate you. But fuck, now that took away from the whole scope of the product. And if I throw it in the sun the right way, it changes colors. It doesn't need to change colors, Suave.
Okay.
What can we do about that?
Okay, so at this point we have two options. Either we can go back to what we had before the revision,
But which is not what it's supposed to be though.
No. The one that you had me do that I finished to the letter.
Yeah. But we already decided that's out of here. That's not what it's gonna be no more though. We own this other shit now.
We didn't decide shit.
Oh, come on.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll open up a whole new case file, and now we're gonna have to redraft the district lines. Now,
what does that mean for me financially?
It means you're probably gonna pay a lot closer to the regular price than the free. That's eating up your friends and family discount.
Ladies and gentlemen, without speculation, or I'm sorry, with full speculation, this is what's happening with Kenny Omega, AEW, and Ukes.
Now, for the sake of shits and giggles, I would rather do this, and I don't know you. Okay,
it's easier.
Give me the version with you. No, way easier, way fucking easier. Because I'm giving grace and mercy because I know you. Pitch me this same shit, and I don't know you.
All right. Here's the project. I need this done. Can you knock this out?
What's your deadline?
Shit. Whenever you get it done. No rush, but I'm gonna need it.
Okay. When's your deadline?
I'm gonna say January 2, 2023.
Okay. Do you have you already vetted all of your materials?
I have a team in place.
Okay. Will you have your team please email me the specs of the project?
Each one individually or as the needs come up? Because
as a collective, I need everything that I need to start and complete this job so that I can do it within enough time to have it vetted and troubleshot before the launch date.
When do you need this by?
ASAP.
So I got 6 people on my team over the next 4 weeks. 4 more on vacation. They're all on different weeks. The earliest I can get everybody to collaborate at the same time is going to be about 5 weeks from now.
Okay. I would suggest you reach out to me in 5 weeks because there's no guarantee that my availability will be the same that it is now. And without a retainer, I can't guarantee that I'll be able to take on your project.
Well, I really don't want you to have to rush for the last 6 months of this work when we have 7 months to complete this.
Totally understandable, but I can only move as fast as your team can give me the resources I need to complete it. So in an effort to not compromise your finances or compromise my work effectiveness, I believe it's in the best interest of all parties involved that we completely vet the process before we start it.
I mean, I gotta go with you. I have no other options.
That's backhanded as fuck. Go ahead. That's a backhanded ass compliment. Go ahead.
Shit, tell me I'm wrong. Like,
yeah, but you say that shit to me in an email, I'm finna tax you for that shit too.
Like, look, I want you to understand something. Like, no one knows who you are. I'm about to make you a household name. But we gotta get this shit done together.
Unless those households are sending me individual Zelle payments, it's not gonna help me any to be a household name.
Man, maybe we need to put this shit on hold.
I completely understand your position, and I'm here for you anytime that you're ready to begin work on the project. The invoice quote that you have should be good for the next 90 days. Anything after that would require a brand new contract agreement.
Price just went up.
Facts.
I
That's exactly what that shit means.
I wonder. I wonder what conversation, like where it went wrong. Was it the no? Because Kenny Omega is a gamer. You don't come up with video game concept T-shirts and entrances in collaboration with video game makers in Japan and learn to speak fluent Japanese without having a video game background. I have a cousin that speaks fluent Japanese, has only been to Japan once, and has done nothing with his ability to learn Japanese other than watch anime at a very high level. Kenny, if he is playing a game, because we've heard war stories about WWE. I mean, shit. In fact, they skipped a whole year behind war stories with having to deal with engines and shit like that. If Kenny's playing a game and the body slam doesn't land the right way, or I'm sorry, if you do a body slam and the person goes through the mat but the mat doesn't move, problem. How many of those glitches did you have and that you couldn't fix, or that you fixed and then created another one after the fact that Kenny couldn't catch?
Okay.
Because I'm almost willing to bet that's what the issue is that Kenny wants this game to be perfect, and it can't be.
Perfect doesn't exist. That's, it doesn't. It just doesn't. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Perfect doesn't exist. Can I meet all of your requirements? Absolutely. We had this conversation in a text form. Imagine well, no, not me, because I would never do this. Imagine rapper 137 decides to commission you to DJ their mixtape.
Okay.
And it's a 40 song mixtape.
Oof.
Right. 40 songs. So between freestyles, full songs, snippets, whatever. It's 40 songs plus interlude skits and the actual vocal hosting.
And as a purist, I'm going to tell you up front before we even go into detail, that many songs, you have 79 minutes and 59 seconds to land this fucking plane.
There's that. So thank you. There's a time limit. All of this music it has to fit into this box. So we're not going to make a 4-hour mixtape just because, you feel like you want to get your rocks off.
Yeah, because labels don't exist anymore and digital media is all we have. Like, don't think I'm not going to adhere to the rules of recording. Which, A, there are no rules. B, when in doubt, see rule number 1.
There we go. But your rules are your rules.
Yes.
But, so, okay, it's got to fit in. So you can give me 60 songs. Still got to fit in 79 minutes and how many seconds?
59.
There you go. So, guy agrees to it. It's got to fit in this box of 79, 59. And then says they want to sit in with you while you do it.
Okay.
Not an unreasonable request. Probably something that might have you like, I don't really want to do that, but cool, you paying.
I've dealt with way worse for way less.
Yeah.
And the price just went up. So but it was cool. But continue.
Right. Rapper number 37 is gonna pay full.
137. Know his name. Learn his name.
Nah. But Buddy gonna pay the full note. And then when he gets in the room with you as you're assembling and you cooking and you putting things together, begins to critique and suggest changes to each and every scratch/cut you put in.
Okay, all right. So the mixtape is completely done. I've done all my recording from top to bottom.
No. In the moment, he wants to sit in the room with you.
As I'm recording,
as you are assembling the game, or as you are assembling the mixtape.
So I'm five seconds into the first song before I find a catch point, because the intro should also be my intro. And as the critic, you're judging that and giving nah. Nah.
Yeah, you're basically judging unfinished work. You're basically judging every thought that he's judging every thought that comes out of your head as it comes out.
In a nondescript manner, I'm going to ask you to please shut the fuck up and reference my previous work. This
is what Kenny should have been told the minute he decided to jump head first into that situation.
Okay, cool. I can appreciate that. Suave. Tell me one game Ukes has produced.
I'm gonna use Google and phone a friend.
The fact that you have to do that. Name a video game maker, studio, if you will.
EA Sports.
I can tell you the first EA Sports game I played was probably Lakers versus Celtics or Jordan versus Bird. I'm sorry, Dr. J versus Bird.
Sega. Lakers versus Celtics, you bitch. No, it looked like Ukes got a bunch of shit up under their
But the fact that you don't know what that is without Googling it, like
that's facts.
Yeah, Sega, Sonic the Hedgehog, Echo the Dolphin, fucking Eternal Champions. Like I can go Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto, Bully, Red Dead, like Activision, fucking not Metal Gear. What's that other shit? Call of Duty.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, even though I didn't have any off the top of my head, these people are obviously professional enough to have done this before.
I'm sure they're a video game creator. I'm just saying that
I'm not buying this shit off Fiverr.
Yeah, you're not, but you don't, off the top of your head, you don't know any of their previous works. To me, that's a problem when you're sitting here trying to have agita with someone who actually plays video games, trying to help you take it to the next level to compete in the space that you haven't been in before because of the level of competition that you're about to have up against you. You're literally going up against the WWE and 2K. Literally.
But you probably should not have that approach. You're not going to put the same amount of money into it.
Jesus Christ. Look at this, dude. I'm about to say this. The first picture I see of this shit is the same shit that I just described. Tell me what that looks like.
Hold up. You sent me something?
Yes.
I haven't gotten it yet. Oh, here we go. Wow. A whole lot of chops on there.
Here's a quote.
It looks like Kenny in a fucking sumo suit, like one of the one. If we went to Lava Cantina when it wasn't a wrestling thing going on, and they just did the basically the sumo wrestling suit.
Insert dive bar here, because the sumo suit became the new version of the fucking the Bronco, the bucking Bronco. Here's a quote from Sports Gamers Online. Sources have indicated that the relationship between Ukes and AEW, specifically Kenny Omega, isn't in the best place at the moment. According to those close to the game's development, Omega has found himself frustrated and quote-unquote hating working with Ukes. One person even claimed it has come across at times like Ukes was trying to quote-unquote take advantage of an inexperienced Omega in this position. There have been multiple instances of arguments over the game's direction as well as constraints on development. AEW has invested significant money into development, but the game is, quote, way over budget, unquote, at this point. And even required extra investment, but the specific amount wasn't mentioned. These budget issues have led to a number of features of the game either being, what the fuck just happened? Where did it go? How dare I read something and a damn pop-up ad comes in?
Fucking paywalls.
Boy.
But okay, here's another situation, and I know me and you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. These budget issues have led to a number of features of the game either being less than originally planned or cut altogether. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So I nailed it. Kenny is a gamer is saying I want gamer shit.
Okay, so you should have made that list before we got started.
How many times you go to Walmart, buy your list, and forget one or two things because it wasn't on that bitch?
Okay, be an adult. Either go back to fucking Walmart or make your list better. Okay, this is the equivalent of this right here, and I know exactly you gonna feel me because you've been in this situation before. Me and you both. You DJing a wedding.
Oh shit.
You've pre-gamed with the bride and groom about what they want played, what type of music they want, what vibe they want, what order they want shit played. You got a run of service, basically. You got a run of show. I do this all the time. That's the only way I'll do a wedding, because there's too many moving parts, too many loose ends. I need a run of show. And then I need one contact person, which is usually your wedding planner, who will relay messages back and forth between me and the newly married couple. And usually those messages during the day of are only going to be, we're ready to do this, we're ready to do that. That's it. Now imagine day of the service. You dressed to the nines, you got everything hooked up, level sounding great, we bang it, it's up. Bride's sister decide, and the bride's sister's not the wedding planner. The bride's sister goes as far as to pull up a chair next to you to tell you what songs you should play. Not because of what's on the run of show, but because of what she wants to hear and what she thinks will make the party better.
To which she's going to hear but one song from me.
For a nominal fee. So, exactly. You not the motherfucker that paid me. So, Kenny can be a gamer all day long. The sister can be a club hopping socialite. She may know what's jamming. I'll take one or two suggestions. Cool. I'm an audiophile myself, so most of the time I've heard these songs, and we are on a similar level. But at the same time, because you're sitting here with me, you can see the list I'm looking at too. There's a run of show. Your sister, whose day it is, has already made these selections based on what she wants for her day. You sitting over here nitpicking me about stuff I have no control over. These are not my selections. I am merely here to do what I'm paid to do, which is play the songs that I've been requested to play. You sitting over here is making both of us crazy.
That's it right there. Who
paid me?
Ukes and Kenny Omega have inherently made each other crazy. The sad part in this is Kenny Omega is an executive at the company that's paying him.
So now he's the sister and the wedding planner.
Bruh. You can't do that. You can't be both.
At the same damn time.
Go to Orlando. Go to Full Sail University. Have a gaming tournament. The winner of that tournament gets to sit in with Ukes. And they must be part of the video game graphics and design division of a degree program in order to do this shit. It's the perfect.
You can accomplish the same shit with a focus group,
bruh.
Put Kenny in charge of the focus group. Get your group of gamers like you had before. Kenny's over the focus group, and when Ukes is ready to turn in something, they bring it to Kenny. They all play it. Do the focus group. Send the feedback back.
And with the remaining money that's going to be left with this budget, you can have the damnedest clothes party, the damnedest rap party you have ever fucking seen.
Are you fucking serious? Straight like that. Because what I'm not going to let you do is stand over my shoulder, literally dropping salt while I'm cooking.
Oh man.
like for real, like everybody that we fool with, they're either a foodie or they know how to cook.
And both of them.
Both of them at the same damn time. We have chosen mates who have a degree of culinary expertise.
Our wives' appetites are outside, is basically what you're saying. And happy Mother's Day to both of them.
You and I, same.
Active, super active.
So if I'm in the kitchen doing my 1-2, and you just casually walk by every couple of seconds, re-seasoning my food as I'm cooking it, you'll get less agita.
You'll get less agita if I'm walking past your food and grabbing a nibble, versus me going by and grabbing this seasoning that I think should go into your shit.
Right, you shaking Tony Satchers over my shoulder, and I done already put garlic salt in here.
Or slap your mama.
You know what I'm saying? I done already did that part. Like, you need to move around. Yes, instead of just walking by, grabbing a wing that's fresh out the grease and walking off with it in a paper towel doing that. Like, you can't do that, bro. Nothing's gonna get done, regardless of whether you feel he's justified to do it, whether you feel like it's the best thing for business. Him doing that in that way will not help anyone.
Oh, wow.
Kanos is money at the end of the day.
Last but certainly not least, as we say on the topic of Kanos, class action lawsuit over Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, I hate to say this, I hate to drop a dime on myself, but fuck it, here goes nothing. Suave and I took it upon ourselves to get some of the best seats in the Curtis Colwell Center that just happened to be ADA seats. By the grace of the Almighty, not Bobby Lashley either. We didn't get pinched because of people who were out of seats, who had disabilities that needed to be sitting where we sat. We sat so because we are larger than normal human beings, taller than most people, and we need to stretch. We need to be comfortable in our environment, and we were already skeptical about the Curtis Colwell Center anyway. So we took it upon ourselves to get ADA seats, and it was an insane value of a purchase. Not because the seats were cheap, but more so because of the view that we got and the location of where those seats were. The highest point in the arena is where these seats were, but the arena is small enough to where it's still an intimate location for you to see all of the action. So I thought I was a piece of shit for getting these seats for Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, just so we could see FTR take on the Briscoes, among other matches. But that's the reason why we went to that one. However, a plaintiff has filed a class action lawsuit complaint against AEW LLC for allegedly violating the ADA. According to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, the plaintiff claims that Shop AEW website isn't accessible for visually impaired people. Whew! Whew! I thought I was a piece of shit, Suave.
First of all, I don't know why you went into panic mode. We're all handicapped in some way, or handicapable. We're all gifted in our own special ways. So I look, okay. Now this is where it gets fucked up, because everybody else has to practice inclusion. So should they.
Well, this gets a little bit sorted. The plaintiff has filed a lawsuit for
what
quote,
doesn't get sorted.
Quote, for declaratory relief, injunctive relief, and compensatory damages, including statutory and punitive damages against the defendant named herein, and alleges based upon the personal knowledge of the plaintiff, the investigation of counsel, and upon information and belief. My G, what? Here's what's crazy. The reason why this has legs is because the lawsuit is similar to what WWE had dealt with before WWE Shop back in December 2020, and they settled out of court for an undisclosed amount in that lawsuit. I'm sorry. Frivolity has no place in this society, and if you are going to sue a website because they don't have the capabilities that you're expecting to have, you need better friends. Because I can call somebody and be, hey, I can't see this, or hey, I can't navigate this site. Can you do this for me? And I will pay you if I need to, or you can use my card and get you a shirt while you're at it. How hard is that?
So okay, peep this. Why would your first move not be to reach out to somebody in AEW? Well, first reach out to a person who can help you obtain the proper contacts, and then contact AEW and say, hey, there is, this is the problem. I would love to support you guys, but I don't have the ability to do so. Furthermore, if you would like someone with my particular set of skills, to help you in the future avoid pitfalls like this, I'm more than willing to contribute. Do you realize you probably would have got the same bag you suing for now? Maybe more? You fucking troll lemming.
Lemming, I love that word.
Yeah, I know. Edge brought that shit back to TV and that shit been fire with me ever since. Lemming. You leech. This is the behavior that you people support.
I would call him a scoundrel, but then that would be defaming your dear name, sir.
Yeah, no, that's not scoundrel-like behavior. That's a succubus. You can get to the same bag you be angling for without involving lawyers, because the lawyer gonna take a third of that shit off top.
Oh. We actually might have one more news story here that I just came across.
What the deal? Because I'm gonna get canceled. We keep talking about the handicapped.
And that's not what we wanted. This was targeted specifically for one person, not a type of individual. But you know how that goes. If you address one individual, but you address them all, has one trait, then everybody's going to take ownership if it's negative. Everybody ain't gonna praise you if you said something positive. If there was a handicapable person and I said something positive about them with the same energy that I'm using now to critique, I wouldn't have a sea of handicapable people come through and either follow or like or even say thank you. But let the inverse happen. I was going to go into this story, and I would rather not, because there were two words in this story as part of a quote that led me to believe that this isn't news. This is mere speculation. The word quote unquote or the phrase quote unquote kind of. I'm good.
Nah, I don't know. We don't fuck with kind of anything.
Show at brokenpencilbc.com, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. That's at brokenpencilbc on all things social. At brokenpencilbc on what?
Everything.
Every damn thing. And don't be a Dave Chappelle jumper. You get dealt with. Suave.
Yo.
Take him to the house.
For the Broken Pencil BC and Mojo Jojo, pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.
The worst is still the best, you bitch.
It's a whole lot of fucking gang shit, if you ask me.